weather.
The Hangout is
Yes,
live.
we can listen to Martin say how nice it is again. Hang on, let me just close this door.
So, welcome everybody to the Android Coliseum Hangout Show. This is number 94. We've already hit the button, Cass. We're live.
Yeah, we're live.
But nice try.
The first word you did say was weather, so we might as well talk about the weather. Canadian as we are, we all have to talk about the weather. And I've been enjoying some nice 12 degrees Celsius weather for walkabouts lately, where I didn't need the sweater, just the light shell jacket. So Martin, you're saying it's quite warm, so I'm looking forward to some warmer weather when we go down for Android TO.
22 degrees outside, and it's quite humid right now, so we're probably going up like 25.
Jeez, please. I could get used to that, I tell you. I don't know. Then again, it was pretty hot in the summertime. I don't know if I could do hot.
All I gotta say is the weather here in Ottawa is unpredictable, so whatever you see advertised for the weather may not be what's actually going to be outside an hour later.
I could live in an all year round 12, 15 degrees Celsius. I hate when it's too extreme. So anyways,
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
So, Cass, Sylvain, you guys are off in the prairies there. How's the prairies doing for weather these days?
Not so
bad.
good.
Not bad, not
Only
good.
rain, right?
Yesterday it was 16 here. What was it there?
Oh, around the same, but today was raining all day, so
Yeah.
got a little bit chilly.
Kind of spitty today here.
Rain is better than the other type of precipitation, which
Which we
Not
want.
really. The other type is drier feeling.
true, but I have to shovel the other type. So 6 of one, half a dozen the other. Anyways, that's the Canadian aspect of our show out of the way. We are going to talk about the weather. We're going to talk about Android devices here today. So we've got our agenda up online. So those of you who are tuning in, you can catch us online either on the Hangout page where we have a chat window. We have our Google Doc up. You can comment on the Google Doc. You can comment on our Google event page. You can comment on Facebook, Twitter, or any one of us personally on our Hangouts pages. You can do that, and we can chat and talk about any of the things that you see, because especially today there is a crap ton of news for us to get through today. So for that, we're going to forego the App Coliseum, just because we have so much to talk about, and we want to keep this shorter and livelier discussion. So let's get at it right now. So first thing we want to talk about is the Z3 Compact. It has been announced officially to be at Bell coming October 31st. So this is your Halloween tree cast. The Z3 Compact. Excited?
I am. I keep going back to expanses and going, should I, shouldn't I? But I don't really want to import just because of the warranty thing. Like if you have a warranty problem, you have to send it back to the country of origin. So I've really been waiting. I've been buying accessories. That's how interested I am.
That's how we know that you're buying it.
Yeah, I'm buying accessories.
Let's get a mind to the mind of Cass. What kind of accessories do you buy for your phones? Do you buy a case? Do you buy...
Well, this is actually, I've had Samsung phones for so long that no, I don't buy cases. I'm used to being able to throw my phone around and nothing happens. However, this I've heard is a little more fragile. So I did get a tempered glass screen protector, and I haven't had a screen protector on for like the whole time I've had my S4, so it's been a couple years. And I also got sort of clip-on back thing. Looks like a very thin case. Again, I haven't worried about my S4. And then because they have the magnetic charging.
Pogo pin or whatever it is, yeah.
Yeah. So I got a couple of those.
Cool.
And
No pouch?
actually, the nice thing is, my existing pouches will fit this. Even
Good.
some of my old ones will fit it.
Because this is a 4.6-inch screen, right? This is a 4.6 inch, smaller than your S4. But I think that's like that perfect size range. I explained it today as the Nexus 4, but with all the modern guts, right?
And that's why it appealed to me, because it does have the modern guts. And I think that the only shortcoming is that 720p. But with the smaller screen, I really don't think that's going to be an issue. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. I don't know why, but I am.
New toys, new toys.
Yes, new toys, new toys.
Yeah. Okay, on to some other Android news. We've seen Dropbox has recently had, we'll call it a hacked, but it really wasn't. So this prompted Martin to talk up today this week about getting two-step authentication into your devices. So I just want to give some quick news on that, Martin.
Yeah, well, I mean, pretty much everybody, if you've been watching the news, you've seen that big post, run around, flail your arms, and say you've been hacked and whatnot, but in this case, it wasn't really a hack. It's more like a phishing scam. People got the username and password of people, and they logged into their Dropbox and whatnot. And for most of them, two-factor authentication was not activated. And if that would have been activated, they would not have gotten access to their account.
So, okay, and Martin has written up a little bit of a review this past week on how to set up some two-step authentication.
Yeah, most of the normal apps you'll be using, such as Dropbox, Box, even Google, all have two-factor authentication. You just need to go in and activate it under your security settings.
Yeah, because most likely when we go to the web app or whatever it is, we go to the web app to log in, we're going to have our phone nearby, so that's one extra little precaution you can do. All right, so speaking of some more news from in Martin's corner, so Samsung has found a new way to boost Wi-Fi. As an IT tech, are you looking forward to faster Wi-Fi?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, as an IT tech, if I can have a faster Wi-Fi, I'll use it. I mean, if I can theoretically get rid of my wired network, I'll go over Wi-Fi with no problem. But I mean, Wi-Fi as it is right now has a limitation, and depending on the spectrum you're on, if you're still on the 2.5 gigahertz or if you're on the 5 gigahertz now, it makes a lot of difference. But in this case, it's using 60 gigahertz bandwidth range, which theoretically it can go up to about 575 megabytes per transfer per second, or a theoretical terms of transmission is 4.6 gigabytes per second. So we're looking at a lot of increase into the transfer speeds for this, and if it actually becomes a standard, we can probably ditch all of our wired connections and just go wirelessly.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. I mean, because again, I can't imagine what a pain it is now to wire up, Ethernet cable, and it's much nicer. But again, it's a new feature that's probably coming out not in the next version, but maybe the one after.
It's apparently available on the Note 4, except it hasn't been turned on.
Okay. All right. Well, Cass, you got some comments here. We missed you on the Dropbox one, but you also.
Oh, that's okay. Like the Dropbox, not a great comment, but it was about an app that you can get that can help you manage all your two-factor authentications. Yes, Authy. I tried that, but I missed the thing about making it was weird. It said make a password, and I said, well, not right now. And you never get to do it again. And if you don't make a password, you can't do it across. And it was just like, okay, this is dumb. And I really had problems figuring it out. And I don't feel like I'm a stupid person, but that app made me feel stupid. So obviously not that transparent to use. But the thing I was wondering about with Wi-Fi, like Shaw has a really wide Wi-Fi network. Does that mean they have to have a different standard for transmitting, or is this just on the receiving end?
Both.
For the speed thing.
So
they would have to upgrade their stuff as well?
Yep. Basically, you'll have to take your home router would have to be capable of doing the same transmission speed.
It's like the Wi-Fi BGN specs, right?
This is where we're going to see AN and X, or AN and C.
So I think theirs must be AC right now, I would think. Like their public Wi-Fi.
Yeah, probably.
Their public Wi-Fi is probably on, probably broadcasting GN and maybe A. C is the new one we're going to be seeing at some point shortly.
That'd be cool. I personally, I don't mind the speeds on Wi-Fi. What I really would like to see is range, a better way to have better range. Because like I sit at my office and there are 3 Wi-Fi zones that are around me. There's a restaurant, there's a hotel, and another public Wi-Fi spot that I'm in the intersection of where they do not meet. office. And it's like,
Need a new job.
I'm constantly hitting up against my limit every month now for Wi-Fi or 3 for my data plans. With
For your data.
Yep.
I miss Wi-Fi, so if it gets to just bring it a little bit closer, that'd be great. I don't know if I could find an extender or some sort of antenna booster in my office that would bring in redirect. I don't know. Anyways,
I'm thinking not.
more Samsung innovation, and they've coming out is that they've releasing KitKat 4.4.4 to some devices.
Yeah, we're going to be seeing KitKat 4.4.4 actually as of October. Galaxy S5, Note 3, Note 3 LTE should be getting the KitKat. Final testing on the S4, S4 LTE, Note 3 Neo is going to be happening for November, and we still have some pendings which we're going to be seeing probably closer to December for the S4 Mini Duo, the Grand 2 Duo, and the Note 2 and Note 2 LTE. But it's coming. If you're still on the Note 2, it's going to come.
Okay. I'm now more concerned about if one of these devices is going to get held. Like personally, like it's on 4.4.2 right now. To get the extra 0.2 jump, or are they going to go skip to L right away? I don't know. They'll probably do 4, and then they'll have to do L.
At this point, the comment I saw from Samsung is that don't expect Android 5.0 Lollipop on any of the devices at any point in time.
They're just
Oh,
gonna
really?
let us
Yeah,
figure this stuff out first.
At this point, they're still planning to finish rolling out 4.4.4, and they're going to start making the 5.0 Lollipop available only for their flagship, which right now is the Note 4.
Oh, and not the S5?
Not the S5. It's not in the list right now. After they're done rolling out 4.4.4, they're directly going to the Note 4 for the L preview. Well, the actual release of Lollipop.
Interesting, because they've
6
done
months.
pre-releases already for Lollipop on the S5. So
Yep.
Yeah,
And
show that up, yeah.
that's why it's a pre-release. It's only showing off what was made available to them, and they're not
Yeah.
planning on having the SDK anytime soon. But they have 3 months to get it ready.
Okay. And we'll talk more about Android L in a little bit. But speaking of the Note 4, Note 4 is now available at Bell.
Yes, it is.
And next
And
week
it's
at
gonna be
the others.
Yep, it will be following to Rogers and Telus closer to the end of the month, and all 3 major carriers in Canada will be carrying the Note 4.
Cool. So everybody on this brand new flagship device. I'm excited to try it out just for the C because they keep saying how they've improved the pen. And I really don't know how they could have improved the pen after the 3. The 3
yeah,
was
like the
amazing.
3. The 3 was really good.
The 2 is not bad. I mean, it was like it's usable, whatever. The 3 was just like writing. Like I liked it.
Honestly, I've not used the pen on my 2, and I have not used the pen on the 3, and probably will not use the pen on the 4 either.
See, like if I ever use my Note, it's usually either to watch videos or it's actually to take notes somewhere, and it's easier for me to write on my tablet than on a piece of paper sometimes. So I do that. I use the Note 2 with my son for practice his penmanship. So I mean, like for that, it's pretty good for him. So I think if he was something on a little more sensitive, it would be definitely harder. Like all these imperfections show up a little easier.
Yeah.
Than he would be on a pencil or crayon or whatever. So anyway, so that's the Note 4 coming out. So those of you who might be looking to pick that up. For those of you who do like big phones, speaking of big phones, the OnePlus One, who is probably going to gain some popularity in the next little while. A, because they're coming off of the invite-only system, but also they are a pretty cheap phone comparatively right now. So OnePlus One is now doing something different in terms of its apps. So, Sylvain, you have the OnePlus One, and let's let you talk about that.
Yes, I have the OnePlus One, and I didn't know before the Hangout that they did that, so that's great. I'm a really big fan of their camera app, and now it's available on the Play Store. And what it means is that they're going to be able to really update as much as they want the camera app without necessarily doing the whole ROM. So that's good news. Just this week, I got finally the update for the ROM, and I have the RAW for pictures, and I have the pause feature for video recording, which is awesome. This should absolutely be on every phone, the possibility of pausing your videos. and that's what might happen in the future. Right now, it's only available for the 1+1, but I'm guessing it's going to go towards every phone at some point.
Cool.
It's not a bad idea, actually, pausing your videos.
Yeah, because if you have to stitch them together later on, it's really a pain in the ass, right?
Yeah, I never did that. It's time consuming.
Right. So, anyways, it's whether you keep shooting and you just trim out, or whether you have to stitch them all together later. I think if you had a bunch of different files, they're bigger files in the end. I don't know. Anyways, so they're doing very similar to what Google has done with their separating out their apps from the actual firmware or the image of the OS. So it's easier to update and get faster, because with the 1+1 you don't get nightly updates. There's no nightly update for that unless you go specifically to CyanogenMod 11, not the 11S. Right. So it's kind of nice that you can get updates a little bit faster for that camera. So like I said, I'm kind of jealous of that RAW. I've never shot in RAW, so I'm kind of interested to see, how much it would be you use it. So.
Yeah, the files are too big for me. It produces a small JPEG, like a 1 meg JPEG, but a full 16 megs of RAW for one picture. So yeah, that's a little bit too much.
Sounds about right for me.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's a 13 megapixel camera, so it's
That's right.
about meg for each megapixel. So. Okay, so on and on. Let's take a look here. We were talking now about Microsoft developing a keyboard for Android Wear. So the idea would be that you would have a little screen on your Android Wear device that you could use, if you think back to Palm Pilots with the graffiti, write out your letter by letter. So it's not like graffiti. I could actually write and write, and it would sort of pick up as it went along. And same with even a note, or most keyboards now on some phones, they actually hand scribble it away and it'll translate it. Doing it letter by letter would just be painstaking. I think I don't know if I would use this ever. I just really don't know I would use it. A, because it's letter by letter, it'd be really hard to keep track of where you are if you're writing a long thing. But B, I think it defeats the purpose of being able to take your phone, your watch, and say, "Okay, Google," and do something with it, right? So, with go away.
I agree with you, Ryan. I can't imagine writing every letter. You know?
That would just take forever to do that, unless you get fast with it. But I think it's a neat proof of concept. What I really was hoping somebody would do some of these days, and I imagine there is probably an app for it. I just haven't bothered to really look for it. But I'm hoping Wear builds it in, is that you can start doing like Cass has on her Gear Fit, which I really like the Gear model had, was that you could say, here are my pre-set up answers for text messages or for emails that I could say when I get a phone call, can I call you back in 5 minutes? It's just one of the options I can choose from. Because if I'm at a meeting, I'm not going to sit there and go, I'll call you back. Sorry.
Well, you could do that, but that'd be pretty disruptive.
Right, and so the point of it is to not be disruptive, right? The point is I can look at my watch, see whether it's important or not, keep my phone in my pocket. Because I've been at some meetings where it's a big no-no, and I've heard of, there's some companies that have little penalties and for people that look at their phones when they're in meetings. So I want something that I could be able to, oh no, I'm just checking the time, responding to some emails or whatever might happen. So that's the Microsoft keyboard for Android Wear. It's out there. Yeah. No, it wouldn't be fired. The one I heard about was a Scotch Dare. This company I know did things for a bottle of Scotch if you were late for a meeting, and the first person to pull their phone out had to buy a bottle of Scotch.
Yeah, I wish it was that easy. We just can't pull out our phones for nothing. You will be dismissed.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, we're not supposed to have our phones.
We have our meetings, and usually there's somebody that's like just pulls their phone out and does that, looks at it and puts it away, or does the quick and puts it away kind of thing. But yeah, I mean, if you're sitting there going, okay. Anyways, Microsoft is trying something new, and I just thought it was kind of neat for Microsoft to try something new in Android, seeing as they've made more money on Android lately than most probably other things with their patent litigation and whatnot. So, anyways, on and on. HTC Desire Eye. So those of you who really wanted a really good selfie and didn't want to get that Oppo N1 camera that flips around, you have the HTC Desire Eye that came out that has, if I remember, I can find it here, a 13 megapixel front and back camera. So you can take the perfect duck face selfie if you wanted to. Yeah, so that's available. I mean, it's the one thing about HTC, and I heard a comment the other day about HTC that they could be giving these phones away for free to every tech site in the world, and they just wouldn't get the airplay. Like when this came out, it was sort of just, oh yeah, that thing came out, whatever. You didn't hear much about it at all. And again, when you look at the device, there wasn't much really to play about it. It's just got this big freaking eye with a flash right in the front of the display. So it's a little cyclopsy looking phone. But
I think Sylvain's going to get it.
Sylvain's going to get it?
No.
No.
But what I think is that should be, well, except for the flash. I never use a flash anyway on my phone, but that should become standard. What's so hard in
he
putting...
wants those selfie phones.
Well, of course, why not? What keeps the... How come you have a small camera at the front and a huge one at the back?
Well, how often do you use the front? I mean, to be honest with you, I think in my last 1,000 photos, maybe one was taken with the front-facing camera.
Well, we know you don't take selfies.
I do not take selfies.
But, well, I take a little bit more than that, but...
I do take pictures. I've taken a couple of pictures, like Samsung has that one where you can put a picture of you in, yeah, like it's like a little postage stamp type thing.
Yeah.
And I have done that a couple times, if it's, just to show that I am somewhere.
And I do use it for Hangout videos or whatever now and again. Like I, plop in on a Hangout video with my wife or, something like that, or Skype with my sister.
I just find that I look funny that close up, so I never like those pictures.
That's why the teenagers these years are
long enough.
They're evolving these long arms for the selfie. It's evolution. It's a Darwin thing. Anyways, yeah. So the HTC Desire Eye came out with a selfie camera that can't be beat, 13 megapixels. Otherwise, it's not a really superb, outstanding phone except for that one feature. But also it came with the Re camera, which, if anybody remembers these weird-looking, those old military flashlights that had the little periscope-looking things. If I'll just let you guys take a look at the website, the HTC website, and you tell me what demographic are they searching for. Well, this is the HTC Re camera, and they're taking a selfie out there. But how is that really any better than using your phone? I don't get that. Like, I don't get what the Re camera is for. A little shutter button there. We had some discussion before the show to talk about some nefarious possible purposes behind this. And I really have a hard time seeing if there might be anything else available for this phone, this camera. Yeah, Martin, go ahead. You take it.
Let's just say it, upskirting.
Oh, we weren't going to talk about that.
Don't go there.
We all know that is wrong.
Exactly.
Or change rooms or something. Like, I don't know why the point of the periscope look for it. Like, they could have done so many...
So you can hold it out there while you're doing your selfie, I guess. Because that's what those girls were doing.
Having a better hold on it or something? I don't know.
But again, if you're holding it out, the button is, again, on the far part of it, right? So... I don't know. Just because if the trigger was on the front of it, right? So the trigger was on the front of it, then I could see you can use your thumb, right? But the fact that you have to put your finger around the. Anyways, HTC is doing some weird things.
Trying new things. You have to find a niche.
Bear spray.
There you go.
Anyways, so basically today we had a big announcement, and what I really liked in this announcement, we'll get to it in a bit, was the fanfare that came with this announcement that I'm used to seeing, Samsung's Unpacked or LG's event or, a big here's what this is about. We don't get that. And, to be honest with you, one of the things people I blame when it comes to these kinds of why we don't get this is because of the leakers out there, people that leak these devices, and we learn everything there is to know about every device before they get launched. I just really hate that. And people tell me, oh, well, Ryan, you got to stay up on it, leaks. People will read it. If you write it on the website, people will read it. Your readership will go up, and yada, yada, yada. Or you read up on it, and you can stay ahead of the game, and you'll know what's going on before it happens. But I think you lead to the douche buckets that are out there, like Evan and TK. I think this kind of environment has led to that. And if I left the link up there for the TK drama, if you ever want to read a good investigative report, go read the link I put in there. Derek Ross is the man. He let TK dig himself a hole, and TK has done that, and now he's changed names. And it's just a cluster. And again,
he's changed names?
But it's no longer TK Tech News. It's now Total Tech News. But he's still going to be suing everybody and everybody that moved because, yeah. Anyway, so there's some drama there, absolutely, and I won't get into it. But again, I like this is the reason I don't get into leaks, because it usually comes with that kind of situation. Okay, anyways, on to the biggest piece of the news. This is what we really want to talk about today. Obviously, everybody wants to talk about this. The Nexus devices that are out there. So there's the Nexus 6, the Nexus 9, and the Nexus Player. So first thoughts about the release, the big reveal itself, guys. What do you think?
Oh my God. I will never own one again. They're so expensive.
That's the point.
Well, the 9 is only about $400.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
That's a reasonable price for the 9.
Well, isn't that in US?
No,
Yeah.
Canadian.
Okay, so 500.
$479 Canadian.
Okay.
So that's more than my Galaxy S. That's more than my Tab S was. Pretty sure. Yeah.
But again, not the outside area of everything. But again, I'm just thinking, it was really weird to see no event. It was just a blog post. Like, come on. Just a blog post? Are we not worth more than just a blog post? But what I thought was interesting was to see that a 6-inch device, a 4:3 screen for tablets, and the player. And I gotta say, I love the player. We'll talk about each of the devices separately, but what I think was really neat about this, and again, I don't know if you guys have seen this yet before, I don't know if you'll hear the sound of this, but on Android's website they have this little video about be together, not the same. Let me rewind it. And I don't know if you guys can hear the music playing or whatever. Can you hear the music?
No, we can't.
But I think when you watch it, it's really all about, there's no one phone for anybody, right? There's no one scenario that fits all. And it's a nice big stab at a certain company that every person has a different take on how their devices are going to be used and what they look for it in. And like we look across here, for ourselves, what we like in a device is different between each 4 of us, and we're just 4 people, right? So I think it's really cool what they've done. So the fact that we've seen some weird things this time is to say that, listen, we can do weird things for these devices. So anyways, I really like the idea that they have it come up there, the tagline of Android, be together, not the same. And I think that's what they were trying to go with this new lineup. So let's start it off. Let's talk about the Nexus 6. What do you guys think?
Cool phone. I mean, if the price is right, I'm interested.
Well, I think that's the biggest thing people are absolutely shocked over. I mean, I'm shocked with the size. A 6-inch screen is just not for me in any way, shape, or form. 5.5 is too big.
I'll go for the I'll go for the phablet size. I'm fine with that.
You know what? I think 6 inches would be okay for me. Even though I said in the past 5.5 would be the max. I don't know. Maybe I could go a little bit bigger. But yeah.
I don't know.
Big.
I guess I have to test it out. I have to hold it in the hand to really have that sense of how really big it is. 'Cause I've used the G Flex, which was 6 inches. I've used the Z Ultra, which is 6.5 inches. And in each of those, I thought this was just it's insane the size of it. The G Flex was a very little bezel to it, and I don't know what the bezel size is going to be on this guy, but I mean, it was just I find personally, and again, this is the idea about Android is we can choose, right? Now for the size, we start looking at it. So $750 for the 32 gig size, and $800 for the 64 gig size. So not a big price jump for the bigger size.
64.
And how much did you pay for the 64?
$350.
50 plus tax, and shipping and some conversion.
Yeah,
whatever, right?
$430.
But not too bad. I mean, for that. But I think, and here's the interesting thing. I think everybody got spoiled with Nexus prices.
Yeah.
They got spoiled with the Nexus 4. Like, what? It was only $300 for a Nexus 4. But a Nexus 5 is only $350. You got to be dumb not to buy this line, right? What I'm thinking about this guy here is the fact that when we looked at Nexuses in the past, the Nexus 5 was the dumbed-down version of the G2. The Nexus 4 was a dumbed-down version of the Optimus G. The Galaxy Nexus wasn't even near what the S2 was. The Nexus S wasn't even near what the Galaxy S was itself. So, I mean, there's a lot of differences that were in between the sister phones. So the sister phone of the Nexus 6 would be the Moto X 2014, the new version of that. But in this case, the Nexus 6 is bigger in every way to that device. Screen size, more processing power, more RAM, more space. I think it's just the cameras are the same size. More screen resolution. So I think somebody said that this is it's not a dumbed-down sister version. This is its flagship version. Right? They didn't have to take the Optimus G line run. All right, stock machines change that part. Now this is a Nexus 4. Right? They're manufacturing the Nexus 6. So yep. I mean, it's a different thing I think entirely than to see that what's going on. And again, you want that difference, you're going to pay for that difference. So I don't know. I'm be very interested to see how well it sells.
So it's not going to have any of the cool Moto features, though, right? Like it's not going to have the knock or the always on or
active display
the cool wear links or anything like that. It's just going to be a big, like, stupid Moto X 2014.
See, I don't, because I know you could, because like CyanogenMod is doing for the OnePlus One, and Android has done, or Google has done for some of their Nexus ones. I think you might be able to install them separately, but I don't know.
I don't know that they work because, like a lot of those things, they are still like device specific, even though they're out there on
it's chip specific, right? It's that chip that they use.
Yeah.
But then again, I think the Moto X 2014 uses a Snapdragon 801, and this is a Snapdragon 805. So I mean, there shouldn't be a reason why it wouldn't work. Martin, you have a comment or thought on this?
I'm thinking that so far, since it's basically a Motorola-approved phone, we're going to be seeing 3 types of device: stock, GP, and everything that comes with what you'd normally see on a Motorola device.
Well, that'd be interesting.
See, this might be some blend in between or something, maybe. Who
because
knows?
I can see, okay, sure, it's going to be sold on the Play Store, but I'm pretty sure that Motorola is going to sell on their website as well. It's just a matter of time.
Well, probably, yeah. And we've heard that this phone will be carried in the Play Store in a couple weeks, and then they'll roll to carriers in the next little while. So now I'm very interested to see about pricing, because we talked about the 750. 750 will also get you an iPhone 6 Plus at a 16 gig size, so a smaller size. So this is like aimed directly at that iPhone 6 Plus.
It's also aimed right at the Note 4.
Note 4 without a pen, right? So the Note 4, I think, is about the same price or cheaper.
Without the bend gate, remember.
Oh, no bend gate. Moto X was fared pretty well. Now, I'm just interested because in the past, when you would pay $350 for the Nexus 5, in the Play Store, but at the retail store you paid $500 for it. is there going to be a retail charge on top of that? Jonathan Franklin and I had a good discussion and talking about carrier distribution and going through that. The interesting thing for the Americans is that Nexus 6 is going to pretty much all the carriers in the States, and getting carrier distribution is pretty hard and pretty expensive. So will there still be a cost? And if there's a cost on top of that, I think the Nexus 6 is now priced into oblivion.
Except that when you go through a carrier, you get the subsidy. So that's what it will need at that price point. That's what it's going to need to be a success.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just going to be interesting to see what they have in store. Sylvain?
Yeah, I see the display. They're back to AMOLED.
Yeah, quite HD AMOLED.
Okay, that's great. The camera, we didn't see any picture yet, did we?
Well, it's going to be the same as the Moto X 2014 camera.
Yeah.
That's the only spec that didn't change between the two devices, is the camera. So, all right, now on to the Nexus 9. What do you guys think about this Nexus 9?
That could be a fun tablet. I mean, I'm looking for a new tablet, and that definitely fits the range of what I'm actually looking for.
$400.
I think I need to hold one because because of the aspect ratio. That's kind of weird. I'm used to 16:9.
Yeah, I'm used to a 16:9 tablet ratio. I mean, it's just it's the same size of a comic book page. I can change and do whatever.
Yeah.
My games fit perfectly. So again, I don't know how. But then again, I mean, Apple's been doing 4x3 for a while, so I mean, it shouldn't be too hard for these developers to be able to handle both.
No, that's true.
I don't think so.
So again, interesting to see a different shape and size. I think that's what Android was going for, was they wanted to see these were adaptable to any situation. Android is a robust,
versatile environment.
Versatile environment, right? So now my favorite that they announced today was the Nexus Player, and there wasn't a lot said about it except that it's a little player you plug into your TV and you can play Android TV on it, and you can have a little remote. You can buy a little gamepad. It's like $50. Play games on it. I'm excited. I really need to replace my Logitech Review, and $100. I mean, it's in that definite impulse buy range. Sylvain, your thoughts?
Yeah, so many people just bought a Chromecast. Now something else to buy. What are we gaining from that other than games?
Well, I mean, the idea. I mean, if you've ever used Google TV, I mean, it's the same idea that you can take your remote and say, search for, Breaking Bad, and it'll look through. Now, what it doesn't say was whether or not it would search through live TV. Otherwise, it will plug into your carriers, like your Shaw or Rogers or Cogeco or whatever, right? But whether it would just search through Netflix or search through Hulu, which we won't get into Canada anyways, and search those shows that way. But if it did it through regular live TV or through an app that told you what channels the TVs were on, I think that'd be really cool. So, I mean, it has features above and beyond the Chromecast. I think people are going to have. Am I missing something?
No, it's just that I'm hearing a lot of which isn't like your big impression.
My big impression?
Like Sylvain just went, I went over the 6 and the 9-inch tablet.
Oh, yeah. For both those guys, it's like,
I couldn't do it myself.
Me too.
Maybe that's why they didn't really have a big event, because they assumed.
Yeah, that's probably why I understand that.
I still blame the leakers. I'm blaming the leakers as much as I can.
Even the price point for the devices, you're just like, woof.
Well, I can imagine how quiet that room would have been if they announced that, eh?
Well, I mean, the good thing that they're doing is they're making it available right away. I have to say that, seriously, waiting for the Z3 Compact to come out has been like, okay, it's been 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, like 6 weeks before it. At least these guys are, again, taking another page out of Apple's books by having the same side devices and having, sorry, Sylvain, and having it available within a quick time frame. Because I really think that you have to build on that excitement.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And even
Build
myself, I'm looking, going, what? gonna be like 2-3 weeks for this before it comes out. 2 weeks. Oh.
Humanity just
I'm
died.
super excited about the Nexus 9 or 6, but that player, I want that player bad.
Hey, let me
How
say.
bad?
Huh.
I'm looking at a PS.
But the player, the player for $100, I think it's a no-brainer. $50
Oh,
and you
no,
can play games. Oh yeah.
It's just something else to plug, you know?
You just reminded me of my grandmother. Oh no. You kids these days.
Them people out east.
Oh, souls of their feet. Anyways, so let's take a look at. That's it. So that's the Nexus lineup. That's the new one. What was neat to see about it as well is the Nexus 5 didn't entirely disappear. They were going to still keep the 5, right? It's still a very relevant device because not everybody's going to want to buy a 6-inch phone. But only available now on 32-inch or 32 gig size, right? So
True.
So on to the next bit of topics. We'll just burn through this really quickly. No real ROM updates that I've seen. Cass, you said the S4 got an update, but we really don't know what it did.
Yeah.
So the Note 4 has got an update before it even hit the shelves in most places, which helped improve the battery life, which people have already said the battery life has been amazing in the Note 4, so this is phenomenal battery life in the Note 4. So I'm assuming Martin's going out and buying it as soon as it hits the shelves, right?
Nope.
Nope. All right.
Nope.
App updates we'll run through quickly. The Play Store updated with all the fantastic, Android L material goodness. It has the nice little animations when we slide out. Anyways, cool stuff. Material design. Materiolo, I think is the word we're looking for nowadays. Materiolo. Super SU has just updated itself for Android L compatibility just in time, as the images probably are releasing soon, and people are going to want to root those devices.
Pretty much.
Untapped, my beer app has updated itself to now it tells you which beers and stuff you helped unlock different badges, or this one was your third out of 5 for this badge, whatever. It gives you more stats and data. Chromecast updated with that the Google Photos and backdrops option. Google Chrome Beta now has a new reader mode and a fancier looking closing the tile animation. And today it has more material notions into it. Those are the apps updates this week. Reviews have been pretty shy. I will be getting a Samsung TV review. I've tried to say no to these people, but they want to send it to me to review, so look for that on the website the next while. But if there's something you want us to review with some app or whatever, I've been playing new games with my son. Now we're probably doing some more game reviews the next little while. But the tip of the week, we thought we'd leave it with Martin's little article about setting up two-step authentication and why you should do it. So go check that out.
There's multiple sites and it gives you a lot of detail, all the different sites that you can use two-way authentication. Just, you know what? Do it. Shut up. I'll save you plenty of time.
I think that one was directed directly right at me, Ryan. Protect your device and protect your accounts, Ryan.
Well, I finally went back and did Google two-factor.
Yeah.
So.
I'm gonna set it up one of these days. I'll do that if I think I'm that important or something. I don't know.
So one of these days, though, if I take a look when we're gonna be in Android in Toronto, just give me your password, just give me your email, and I'll just work with that.
Yeah, you'll have to. It's gonna take a little more than some smokes for theatery to, get my passwords out of me. Anyways, but speaking of that, yes.
Social engineering.
So next week, guys. Not next week. Oh, that's right. This week, starting tomorrow. Really jealous of those guys who get to go to the Big Ashman barbecue. Starts tomorrow, goes until like Saturday. So congrats to those two people who can go, you lucky bastards. That's going to be just awesome. It sounds like it's been really cool discussions, and
it would be fun.
I mean,
huge event.
Huge
Just
event this year.
huge.
And apparently TK is going, so yeah, look out. So Big Android barbecue.
Be on a,
Taking out first.
Yeah, so that maybe I'm wearing his pink gorilla costume to take on TK. Anyways, but otherwise, yeah, in a couple weeks it'll be Android TO. So Martin and myself will be heading down to Android TO. We'll be hanging out there. So if anybody in the Toronto area wants to hang out and wants to say hi, by all means, we have the Wednesday night, the Thursday night to go hang out there. And I gotta fly back the first thing Friday morning. So.
Yeah.
And I have to go to work Friday morning. So
Be down in Toronto for about I don't know, the evening time on Wednesday.
36 hours or whatever. So
coming back on Friday morning, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. And now the rumor is that TK is a Canadian. So would he go to Android?
Hockey player. That's a rumor.
No, that's
bull.
He is
That's bull.
Canadian. That's Miles O'Connor. It's the guy who tries to claim he is. Anyways.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yes, so well, that's it for the show today, guys. That's 47 minutes of some Android news, and there's just so much to be talked about that Android L and new Nexus devices. Let's hear your thoughts, please. We'd love to hear your conversation. We'd love to talk to our readers. Like I said, Android, I've said it a million times. I'll keep saying it. Android is nothing but a community organization, and starts a conversation with everybody. So we appreciate you coming in. I appreciate Sylvain and Cass and Martin for coming in today and talking, and hearing your thoughts. As much as we all differ, that's the beauty of Android. We can differ in our thoughts, but still get along so well because Android is versatile. So that's the show for today, guys. Catch us next week in the 95th show. So the final stretches for the 100.
Yeah, I know, right? Oh my god.
That's October 22nd. I know I can't make it next week myself, but we'll have to figure out who can and who can't. I might. No, I might be able to make it. I'll be late. I might be. Well, we'll see. I've done my thing.
Well, actually, if you're like me, Ryan, you probably won't be staying with your sister-in-law. If anything, you're probably in a pub somewhere with a couple of other people from Android.
Well, that's the week after that. That's the 29th.
Oh, right.
We'll find some place to hang out next week. The 96th day on the 29th, we'll have to come in on our phones wherever we are. We'll have to promise to join in at least a little bit. Right, Martin? So we'll make that promise.
We're gonna try.
I think I get in to Toronto at 9:30 at night, so it might be on the ferry going across from Billy Bishop. Here's the ferry. Here.
I'm getting to Toronto for 5 o'clock, so depending where I'm at.
Yeah. Okay, so otherwise
people with a bottle probably.
We'll catch everybody next time, and again, thanks for tuning in. Let everybody say their goodbyes.
Have a good night.
See ya.
Ciao.
See ya.